On April 13, 2018, FIFA delegates gathered in Moscow to decide the future of football's biggest tournament. The choice came down to two competing visions. On one side was Morocco. On the other hand, there was a joint bid from the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The North American bid promised bigger stadiums, larger crowds, record revenues, and greater accessibility than Morocco's proposal. At the heart of the bid was a powerful message. This was billed as the People's World Cup. The bid documents projected group stage tickets at $21, making the event accessible to ordinary fans. Yet WorldCupPass.com reports FIFA has now set the top final ticket at $10,990, far above initial estimates. Today, however, football supporters are staring down what may be the priciest World Cup ever. Affordable tickets now routinely command hundreds of dollars. Hospitality packages can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Hotels have dramatically increased prices around host cities. According to RG, attending a single 2026 World Cup match can now cost more than an entire trip would a decade ago. Prices vary by match importance, host city, seating, team popularity, and hospitality demand. The question is no longer whether the 2026 World Cup will be successful. Financially, the tournament will almost certainly succeed. For fans, though, the cost tells a different story. Has football's greatest tournament been priced beyond reach for its loyal fans? To understand how we got here, we need to follow the money. For FIFA, the 2026 World Cup represents something unprecedented. Never before has a World Cup featured 48 teams. Never before has it included 104 matches. Never before has it been hosted across 3 countries with such enormous commercial potential. The result is simple. This means more matches, tickets, hospitality packages, and TV slots. All bring more sponsorship and revenue opportunities. More hospitality packages and additional television inventory, more TV rights, more sponsorships, and ultimately, much more revenue. This chart compares total media rights revenue for the 2026 FIFA World Cup with the previous 5 tournaments. Revenue is expected to range from $3.8 billion to $4.2 billion, accounting for as much as 60% of FIFA's direct revenue from the event. The main reason for this increase is the tournament's expansion to 48 teams, which increased the number of matches by 47%, from 64 in 2022 to 104 in 2026. A lot more revenue. FIFA's current commercial cycle is projected to generate around $13 billion, with the 2026 World Cup serving as the centerpiece of that growth. Ticketing and hospitality alone are expected to generate approximately $3 billion, a dramatic increase from Qatar 2022. From a business angle, the tournament is masterful. For fans, affordability fades. Fans, meanwhile, are increasingly priced out. For decades, World Cup ticketing followed a relatively predictable model. Seats were divided into categories. The better the view, the higher the cost. Simple. That system still exists. Yet alongside this familiar approach, a major shift has occurred. Ticket prices now relentlessly pursue demand. Many tickets are now sold using dynamic pricing, a system in which ticket prices automatically adjust in real time based on demand from fans. When demand for a particular match or seat category rises, an algorithm instantly increases the ticket price. This means a ticket that starts at an affordable price point can quickly become unaffordable if many people try to buy at once. Critics say this system makes it tougher for average supporters to get tickets and tends to favor those who can pay higher prices. FIFA added a limited $60 supporter ticket after criticism, but it is only available through specific allocations from national football associations. Most fans won't access them. For many fans, the realistic entry point is significantly higher, and that's before considering resale markets. One of the biggest changes to modern World Cups is hospitality, a business most fans rarely encounter directly. Hospitality used to exist on the tournament margins. Now, it's central to operations. For FIFA, hospitality drives major revenue. For fans, it builds new barriers. For supporters, however, this exposes an unavoidable reality. More stadium seats are reserved for premium buyers, limiting access for regular fans. Stadiums now have two economies, one for regular fans, one for premium clients. Even if supporters secure tickets, another problem emerges: distance. The 2026 World Cup covers an enormous geographic area. Matches are spread across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Unlike past tournaments held in a single country, fans now often pay for expensive flights between host cities. For a supporter following their team through multiple matches, transportation quickly becomes one of the largest expenses. And that's before accommodation is factored in. Whenever a major sporting event arrives, hotel prices increase. That is normal. What alarms people is how much prices have surged for the 2026 World Cup. Studies show accommodation prices have soared in host cities, in some cases several times the standard rate. Yet the price hikes are not solely FIFA's doing. It is the entire ecosystem surrounding the event. According to Newsweek, almost a month before the kickoff of this year's tournament, some host cities are facing a potential flop, as hotels are struggling to fill rooms and thousands of tickets remain unsold. The journey grows harder to access at every step. The common assumption is that host cities benefit enormously, yet reality is far more complex. Cities gain tourism and economic activity, but host agreements often financially burden local organizers. FIFA controls the main revenue streams. Studies show many cities face high costs and little direct revenue from the tournament. This creates a strange situation. FIFA profits. Private businesses thrive. Fans pay more. Cities bear the costs. Private businesses profit. Supporters pay more. Some host cities bear the costs while the riches flow elsewhere. The real question: is the World Cup leaving regular fans behind in favor of wealthier or corporate audiences, moving away from those who made it popular? Football became the world's game because it belonged to everyone. Rich or poor, young or old, local or international. Modern football risks making its premier event feel like a luxury purchase instead of a shared experience. When North America won the right to host the 2026 World Cup, the promise was clear: a larger tournament, greater access, more fans. A World Cup for the people was promised, but now commercial interests threaten to overshadow it. But now, the tournament epitomizes football's transformation. More commercial, more exclusive, more expensive. Financially, it may become the most successful World Cup ever staged. But success in football has never been measured only in dollars. It's also measured by atmosphere, in the ability of ordinary supporters to be part of the spectacle. As costs rise and accessibility wanes, fans are left to wonder: if ordinary people are shut out, can it still be called the World Cup for everyone? Or has the game's greatest stage become something else entirely?
The World Cup starts in 6 days, and I genuinely had to remind myself this morning. Think about that. The biggest sporting event on the planet. 48 countries, 104 games, and there's not a single buzz or excitement around it. So I looked into it, and it turns out it's not just me. 80% of hotels in whole cities say that bookings are well under expectation. Some major cities like Boston, Philadelphia, Seattle are calling it a non-event. The World Cup, a non-event. Imagine that. And honestly, I get it. You have fans from 39 countries that can't even get visas to go. The ones who can go are paying over £2,000 for 2 nights and 1 game in New York. And the train to the stadiums went from $12 to over $100 overnight. What are we doing?